What's up, everyone? Welcome to TexasBasherRc. Back with the rock van. Check this thing out. Here on the workbench. Let's see, let me get my parts out here. We've got some upgrades to do here today. The shocks on this thing are a little tiny, like the SCX24. So I got these stock shocks off my TRX4m. So I'm going to throw those on and see if I like that. If so, then I'm going to get some of these in aluminum. So I got that. Got a set of Fast Eddie's bearings. We'll get those put in because there's just bushings throughout. We got some extended axle shafts and wheel weights from RC all-wheel drive. Got an Injora rock light kit. We got some metal drive shafts from RC all-wheel drive. And then last we got some front portals and brass covers from RC all-wheel drive. So give this thing a little bit more weight down low. It's a little top heavy with this cool, the van body on it, but it'll get some weight down low in the front, and then hopefully I can get a little bit more travel with these longer shocks here, because look at the difference in there. Big difference. Not positive it's going to work out yet, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it'll help this thing a little, and then I'll get me a new set of wheels and tires, maybe something a little bit bigger. So yeah, I'm going to get this stuff opened up and we'll get started. Got the stuff taken out here. I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get my wheels taken off. And I'm going to try and get these portal housings and covers put on. And in doing so, we'll see about getting these extended axle shafts put in. Alrighty, well, so far so good. Got the body taken off. That was pretty easy. There's just two screws right there, one on each side of those right here, and then a couple plugs. Just remember where the plugs went. And then I took the tires off. Got those out of the way. Pretty cool. It has these little hubcaps that cover up the nuts. But yeah, I may take these fender liners off. I'm not sure yet. Get them out of the way because I'm kind of making this thing into a crawler. I'm not really worried about it. The looks are getting dirt in there, but we'll see. For now, I might leave it. But looking pretty good in here. I'm going to start by tearing these front portals apart and see about switching them over to the aluminum ones. I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, well, I got the front portal torn apart. It's nice to see that there's actually a little bit of grease in here. But as you can tell, there's just bushings all through. So I'm going to get those torn out. I think I'm going to just continue on. I'm going to do both sides at the same time. But yeah, also went ahead and took the fender liners off. Gave me a lot more room to work with for now. Got them out the way. But we'll tear into it. Well, I ran into my first issue here. So I got these widening axle stubs. They came with these brake calipers and hexes, but they're fatter. They're more heavy duty than the stock one. You can see here, it's a little bit fatter and it's definitely longer. But that being said, this bearing kit that I got doesn't have a bearing that fits on this. The kit that it comes with bushings, but go figure, they only give you 4 of them. You need 8. So I guess I'm only going to do the front for now. Have to use the bushings. I'm going to see if I can find some bearings that are that size. But that's kind of dumb. I might have to reach out to them and see if they can send me something on that. But I'll see what I can make happen. Well, I don't know how, but I managed to find these little bushings that I had laying around. They're aluminum, they're not brass, but I mean, it's just a little crawler, so it's gonna get me by. I have to look something up in the future, but you know, my advice would be just don't get these extension set. You know, it might be different on the new version, but for this one, they don't fit. If they would send enough of these little bushings, you'd be good, but oh well. So I'm gonna get it put together. Well, I'm just about getting the first one together. I just want to show you. Just gonna slap it together, and this one portal will be done. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, and then before I put them back, I'll open that center diff up and get the bearings put in there. Got a whole bag of bearings here to get installed. But I'm glad I'm gonna be able to make it work. It'll be cool having these extra weight plus the width. I'd like to get these wheels on it. I think the green will look nice on there. So I'm gonna continue on. Took me a little bit, but finally got the front all finished up. Man, those look awesome on there. Got some weight to them. So all you got now is to slip this on there. Heck yeah. It's gonna be nice. So I just need to do the rear. I opened up the center and put the bearings in there. Slapped a little bit of grease in there where I was at it. So front's done, put back together. Just need to open the rear up, put the bearings in, and do the portals on the back. And then put the drive shafts in. Got the front one out, so I'm going to put this front one in right now. So the front is 100%. I got my wheels on. It's a lot better now. You can see I wasn't able to fit these wheels on before because they would hit the portal. But now there's enough room and they fit. I like them. Better than these and a little different size on there. So that's nice. I got the drive shaft in there. That looks real good up in there. So the front's done, and tear the rear apart, do the same thing, and we'll be done with this. Well, I'll start taking the rear apart. I figured I'd show you inside the diff. Pretty nice, metal gears. Not much grease in there, but I'm gonna put a little bit when I'm done. So I'm just swapping these bushings for bearings. Got the rear almost done. See, I got my bearings and some grease in here. This side's already put together. Got this side ready to go. Just gotta screw these together and put the cover back on, and I'm done with the back almost. There we go. Got the rear all finished up. I didn't put the tires on yet because I'm gonna mess with the shocks, but this drive shaft I got doesn't fit. Go figure. It's too long. But I like the front one, so I'm gonna leave it. Put this one back in the back anyways. So yeah, looking good. And another thing, these factory wheels no longer fit. The hex is 1 millimeter smaller. But luckily the wheels I want to put on it do fit, so I'm good anyways. But yeah, now I'm just gonna mess with the shocks. Run into a little issue. The old ones are snapped onto a pillow ball, but it's too small for the new shocks, so I'm gonna have to try to run a screw through that or something. Well, took some Frankensteining, but I was able to get this shock on here. Luckily I have all these random parts laying around, but you can really see this left one is maxed out. Definitely gives it more travel, so it'll be nice. Plus I'm all the way up so I could adjust it down. I'm gonna get the rest of them thrown on and we'll be done. Got it finished up for now. At least I got the shocks installed. So I don't know if I'm curious to see how it's gonna drive now. I kind of had to Frankenstein these together and make some stuff work. You know, the bolts. This is what was holding the shock and the the link. So I had to come up with some, pillow balls that I had in here that I had just laying around. Luckily worked. I forced them into these links on the ends, all four corners. And then, I'm using the M2 screw with the M3 hole. So I might upgrade them to M3, but I have to, bore the plastic out a little bit, and I was worried about breaking them off, so I didn't want to do that. They seem to be doing good. These Traxxas shocks suck. I had them laying around. It was just for a test. But it does give it a lot more travel. But the front, being the servo on chassis, this link setup limits me on travel in the front. So it's not too good up there. Plus, seems like one of these shocks is binding up at a certain angle. But I want to get the servo on axle conversion, and then hopefully that'll help a lot. And maybe I might just take these shocks off from the TRX4m and throw them on there and give it a real test. But for now, the last thing I got to do is put these lights on it, and then we're ready to take it out and crawl. Alright, got the lights installed. Just screwed them into the chassis right here. Ran them up here out of the way, got it zip tied. I'm going to figure out where to plug it in at. I think I'm just going to put a splitter off of this servo so I can steal the power and just plug it in. It comes with, I forget where I put it, probably up here. Comes with this I could use, and it's a button to change them, because the connections in the receiver are really small and I don't have that plug. But if I can get a converter, I could run that and use a button on the remote. So I'm gonna get the body put on and we'll get this thing running. Take it out for a crawl. Got it all finished up. Does look good. Definitely gonna have some tire rub. That's a pretty good travel though. I like it. Really like the way it turned out. Definitely wider. See if I can't plug it in real quick, show you the lights. Pretty cool. Looks good. It's pretty cool too. Strobing. What else can I do? This one's like kind of slowly does different ones. Seems to do this a little better though. Oops. Still a little top heavy. I think those tires I added quite a bit of weight to it, so might even be too much. Need to work that approach angle some. That front bumper really catches on things. Well, that's going to do it for this video. This is a nice little crawl. All that was one-handed, so I probably could have done a lot better in some places. But I feel like it's doing a lot better. It does good coming down this hill now, so it struggled with that. It rolled over a lot, but it's a little better. I could still work it some more. Once I get some better shocks that are a little more free moving, it'll be better. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.